What's up, y'all? Alex Miller from the Eagle. We're here at Merrill Green Stadium. It's the Eagles' annual high school football media day. I'm joined by Brazos Christian head coach Correy Washington. Coach, it's great to see you. I hope you guys have stayed cool this summer as much as you can.
Yep, we tried. But yeah, can't turn down the AC outside. So
Hey, once they get that indoor facility built, though,
yeah,
you guys will be in some good shape over there.
yeah. Well, it'd be more so a weight room. So I guess, but we do lift outside. So I guess it will help us significantly. So
Fair enough. Well, the season is closely approaching. What's just kind of the expectation for you guys going into this year?
Yeah. Personally, I told the kids I had three goals. One was to get to know them a lot more. Two is to be the best football program in school history. So that's being sound on defense, and also winning 10 ball games. But we want to get to the state championship, and that's the third goal. And I think once we get there, we'll figure it out. So those are our plans: get to state and try to win it.
Yeah, last year's team, you guys made a pretty deep run, got to the semifinals. What do you kind of take from that experience, the guys that are returning coming into this year?
Confidence, something that I think the kids lacked last year was just inexperience and confidence. And we had seniors like Ryan Burton with a lot of experience, but just a quarterback that's never played. A lot of our offensive linemen haven't played much football, so I think they know they got a bit of success. Losing like Levi and all those guys, that they didn't know how to adapt and be the guys, but I think they know now, hey, we can step up and do what we need to do to win. So
yeah, what gives you confidence in this team that y'all can achieve the goals that you just mentioned a few seconds ago?
Leadership, we have some really great leaders like Chance Locker. He's a two-way starter, but he's a vocal guy. Caffey has stepped up to be a leader as well, just commanding the huddle, knowing what he's supposed to do and where everybody's supposed to be. But also just depth. We have a lot more depth now. I think we have about 35 kids out where we had 22 last year. So I think those key factors in unity, I think we're more bought in as a team. I think that first year it took a little bit of time to get used to me and just new coach, new schemes, players, inexperience. So now everything is starting to mold together, and we're building a solid culture. So
Yeah, on the field, what would you say the strength of your team is?
Defense this year, I think we're going to have a strong defense, but also, man, we have really solid skill guys. We can throw and catch the ball well. We have speed. So I think that those two things will play a really great defense, but we can throw it around in open space. We got a lot of dangerous guys, so I'm hoping we can get those guys the ball and create some big plays. So.
It seemed like Jackson kind of came on as the season went on last year. Just, where do you hope he can take a step forward in his game, and just kind of how would you describe him as a player?
As far as his game, he is explosive. That's the way to describe him. If he gets the ball in his hands, which he keeps it a lot, but I think in the open space he can do a lot of damage. Was hard for quarterbacks in our system is they have the opportunity to read somebody on every run play and keep the ball on every run play. Early in the season last year, he kind of struggled with that. So I think this year that's going to be a key to our success late in the season. He kept the ball a lot, and I mean we won a lot of games due to him running the football. But as far as like 7-on-7, he threw the ball really well. So I think he's going to have a breakout year. I know he did well last year, but he's grown so much, like in size, of course, as a leader, speed. So I'm excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, what's maybe one area of your team you guys are hoping to grow in throughout fall camp and early in the season?
Up front, I think that's our big thing. If we want to compete with like Lubbock Christian and Munster Sacred Heart, just getting more physical up front and just being more sound up front on the offensive line and the defensive line. But we have some solid guys. It's just putting it all together.
Yeah. who are some of the guys that y'all are going to be calling on to really, step up and make those plays up front in the trenches?
Yeah, one is Ben Tillery, and he's made significant strides as far as like attitude, his conditioning, his shape. I think he dropped down 15 pounds or so. He's moving really well, still powerful. He'll be big for us. Also, a guy named Carson Brown. He plays right tackle for us. So he will be a senior. So I'm hoping he'll step up, be a leader, and hold those other guys accountable. But we also have a guy named Grant Bain, a big guy. He's about 6'3", maybe 240 or so. So really young. I think he'll be a sophomore this year. So we're dependent on him to grow up a little bit, and I think he will. So.
Yeah, you mentioned a young team last year. You guys have added players to your program. What can a year like last year kind of do to boost the morale of just the program or just around the school as well?
Yeah, one thing about our school, man, they're very excited about all sports. Football, I know you've been to a couple of games. Our student section, everybody is supportive. It's like feels like old West Texas town shuts down. Everybody's there, but I think our success in junior high, those guys went 9-0 last year, and then just making it to that semifinal game, that gives a lot of hope because I know the kids after we won that game against Sacred Heart, they're like, the second round curse is lifted. So I think we struggled in years in the past to get over the hump, and I think them getting there and just knowing that hey, we can do it. So like I said, confidence is key when you get some success. Even though 6-5, it's not, or 6-6, it's not just a dominant record, but we clicked at the right times, we developed at the right time. So I just think confidence.
Yeah. What are some key games on your schedule this year?
Man, our schedule is tough. I think I might have said that last year when I talked to you, but week 1 we played Dallas First Baptist instead of Cypress. So they're a Division IV team just like us, but they have like 3 D1 receivers there, transfer quarterback. So that's a big game. Could be a playoff game along the road. Snook, I would consider that a big game. They're not too far from us. Of course, Northland Christian, we lost to them by 1 point for the district championship. So Rose Hill, that's our rivalry game. So it's a district game as well, but non-district. We still have Legacy Prep out of Magnolia, new coach, and I think they'll run a lot of different things. And Bay Area, both the Bay Area was not a close game, but Legacy Prep was. We lost to them by 7. So I think those are some key games on our schedule. So.
Yeah. Do you guys have any team motto going into this season?
Yeah, ride for the brand. That's our thing. Ride for the brand and work wins. The kids have been working really hard, and I want them to know, hey, if you believe it, you can achieve it. You put in the work. I mean, I know it's so simple, but you work hard, you'll reap the benefits. But riding for the brand is riding for Brazos Christian. One thing for sure is representing that C in Christian. Make sure we're holding ourselves at a high standard and holding each other accountable, but just riding for one another, building a culture that we're in this thing together. So I even wore my cowboy boots today. I'm normally a sneaker guy, but I want to show the guys that I'm riding for the brand. So.
All right. Well, hey, that's Correy Washington. He's the head coach at Brazos Christian. Coach, thanks so much for giving us some time to preview your season.
Thank you.
Be sure to check theeagle.com for all of our coverage leading up to this year's high school football year.